On behalf of 2026, I'm gonna do a movie review for Wicked for Good. It's the second Wicked movie that also got the same rating as the first movie, because the first movie was rated PG, and the second has given a rating too. Welcome to Welcome to my movie review for Wicked for Good. The second movie, the second Wicked movie, second movie for in Wick. It's the sequel to Wicked. So, we follow the untold stories of the witches begin. Now, Alphaba is running from the public because you might think that she's the villain of the story, but when it's the wizard, because he's doing a lot of causing a lot of mayhem going on, and because what he's doing is, what happened with the animals, of course, in the movie we saw them too. And of course we saw Glinda, who is supposed to be the good. People see her as good, the pub as the good. She still wants to see Alphaba as the good when she cannot, she's unable to admit to the world about she sees the good in Alphaba. Okay, so this is the movie that I wanted to take another look at. I wanted to give another look for Wicked, to acknowledge the first movie, to understand where we are, so I can understand how we got to Wicked for Good. My parents also wanted to watch Wicked as well for the first time. Well, in December, so before we got to see this movie in theaters. So another reason why I never got to do, I was gonna do this sooner in the month, but the reason why I wasn't able to. Cynthia Erivo also had her 39th birthday, and of course I also had my birthday as well earlier in the week. It was Monday. It's 4 days later. It's Friday. Anyways, so what I got to say, I like the chemistry. The chemistry between Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande on screen felt like pretty. I think they put the chemistry to good use, even off screen, because that incident in Singapore where that guy tried to go for Ariana, like Cynthia would shield the fellow Ariana Grande, by the way, like defending her, of course, protecting her from the guy, like absolutely praiseworthy. Cynthia Erivo playing Alpha, outstanding performance, and also kind of appreciate Ariana Grande's performance as Glinda, as the good. Also, John Chu is the director. And the fact that this movie also features Jonathan Bailey, Ethan Slater, Bowen Yang, and of course Michelle Yeoh, the woman who appeared from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and especially Crazy Rich Asians, and a few other performances and other movies that she has also appeared. Also featuring Jeff Goldblum, the guy who has been in different movies from Universal Pictures, especially the Jurassic Park franchise. We also have Coleman Domingo, and also there's like a little nod to The Wizard of Oz, because Wicked for Good is like, you know, one thing I can easily understand about Wicked, that gentlemen choose the commentary, but I kind of appreciate the chemistry between Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. But yeah, the Citizens of Oz rise up against the Wicked Witch. Alpha must reunite with with Glinda. Because the people, well, yeah, the movie was not as long. The Wicked was split into two. Wicked for Good was at least 33 minutes shorter than the first one. The movie would have been, let's see, 107. Would have been 160. That would be 2 hours and 40 minutes. Wicked would have been 5 hours. If you watched the first movie, it would have been 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is 160, and then 137, which would have been 397 minutes. If you include this one. Yeah, would have been, or 4 hours and 57 minutes, perhaps? I think it would have been over 40. I think it would have been over 4 hours. I mean, under 5 hours. Because if the first one, watch it, would be 2 hours and 40 minutes, and then you watch this one, it would be 4 hours and 57 minutes. So yeah, just almost 5 hours. And the audience do seem to be appreciative of this movie, because there's like a 93% popcorn meter. I kind of enjoyed Wicked for Good, to say, because performances, you also got, the musical, the song, musical numbers were good. Yeah, I'm not used to watching musicals when it comes to the movie scene. Because I've watched various movies. Well, I watched Wicked. I watched Rat before. And there's also Dear Evan Hansen, but that movie is just not. That movie isn't nothing special. But it's based on the musical. I still appreciate it's based on musical. I think I haven't seen the Wicked musical either, but yeah, I gotta appreciate the cast and the director, because I thought Wicked for Good did a fine box office run. I mean, Wicked actually did a solid job at the box office. It was commercial success. Well, it doesn't show the box office success here. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is pretty good. It feels like it's being received acclaim from the audience, because the audience are in love. Well, not sure if it's dark and there's a love scene. I'm not sure that there's a love scene in here, but I digress. Musicals. Well, anyways, I still not used to musicals, but don't get me wrong, and just because I have not seen much musicals does not mean that I don't like musicals. I'm not saying that, but it's just, I get to watch musicals, because, I've watched Mary Poppins before, and, I've also watched West Side Story, because that was also a musical, the one from the 60s. The one from this decade I have not seen. gotta get that one to watch when I do, but overall. Feels like, was there some scary moments in the movie? Probably, sure, but anyways, I thought like it's a good thing. I like that Ariana, Glinda still see the good in Alphaba, because she's trying to run from the public, the people from Abaz, because they thought that she was the villain, but was the wizard this whole time. They just didn't know, and Glinda can't admit to the world about she sees the good of in Alpha. But anyways, with Wicked for Good, I thought that pretty enjoyable, like the first. I mean, like, yeah, it's over 2 hours. It's over 2 hours, just like the first movie, but not as long as the movie. But anyways, I'm actually quite glad I got to see this movie in theaters. I never saw Wicked in theaters because like I said, like in 2024, I had a choice between that movie and the Sonic movie. I ended up went to see Sonic the Hedgehog 3 because I was familiar with the other two Sonic movies, and I don't regret seeing Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but ever since I got Wicked on Blu-ray, I still will continue to watch Wicked. Anyways, I'm actually quite relieved to watch Wicked for Good now, because, well, I mean, it was relieved to see in theaters, because I was able, well, because, you know, I wanted to make sure I wanted to fully understand Wicked before I went to see this one. But yeah, I'm gonna give Wicked 3.5 out of 5. I mean, I could have given it well. Yes, that's pretty good for a musical, but no, I changed my mind. I'll give Wicked a 4 out of 5. I mean, well, yeah, 4 out of 5 sounds better. So yeah, my rating is 4 out of 5, definitely. Because Wicked, you know, Wicked for Good, pretty kind of. I wonder if Wicked for Good will be recognized by the Oscars once the 2026 Oscars get closer. I know it's a little too early to know what nominations for the Oscars and especially the Golden Raspberries, but I'm not sure what the 2026 Razzies will bring. But I don't want to think about that right now because, you know. But anyways, that will be it for this review for Wicked for Good. I'm actually quite glad I got to see this in theaters in 2025. And speaking of AMC, I will be ranking. I mean, I'm going to be going through talking about what 10 movies that I've seen at AMC throughout 2025. I also want to do one for Regal as well, but I wanted to do the one for 2024. Well, I don't know, because I don't think I saw 10 movies, but I'll definitely keep AMC and Regal in mind when I do the list videos of 10 movies I saw in theaters when I visited both of them. But that'll be subject to another video. But yeah, thank you for watching this. I didn't get much to say, but you got to say I got to admit that I wanted to understand Wicked fully before I got to take on this review. But anyway, stay tuned for more movie reviews. This was actually the first one for 2026. I was gonna do it sooner in January, but anyways, never got the chance. But at least I was able to get it out of the way.